the first thing what you have to do here in the sense, you need to identify the subject. So what is noun? That is name, place, thing, animals. All these are into the nouns. Wherever you use the words which are given in the brackets, it should give the meaningful sentence where you are not going to change the meaning of the sentence. Hello everyone, I am Babita Tamaya, lecturer, Department of English, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Mysuru. In my previous session, I had discussed about subject-verb agreement. In today's session, I'll be discussing about word order. You might be wondering, what is this word order? Let's see what is word order. Word order refers to the way words are arranged in a sentence. So, it refers to the way how the words are or how the words are arranged in the sentence. The standard word order in English is subject, verb and object. What is the standard order in English? It is subject, then it is the verb, then the object. To determine the proper sequence of words, you need to understand what the subject, verb and the objects are. To know the word order properly or to identify the word order, what are you supposed to know? You should be knowing the subject, verb as well as the object. When you know the subject and the verb, obviously you can write the object also. The main thing is you need to know what is subject and what is the verb. So, we'll begin the session with few examples. You have few examples. I'll work it out so that you will get to know what is subject, what is verb and what is object and how you are supposed to rearrange the word order. Arrange the words to make affirmative sentences. What do you mean by affirmative sentences? It means to say that positive sentence. The sentence here is jumbled. You need to frame the affirmative sentence, that is the positive sentence. Affirmative is positive. Let's hear. Like, I, you. So, when you start writing the answer for this, first thing you need to write the subject. Then comes the verb, at last the object continues. So, here the subject is I. Subject is I. And the verb is like. I like you. When you know the subject, when you know the verb, so then you can easily write the object. Then the other things follow. French, I speak. So, I is the subject here. Speak, verb, French. I speak French. Hates pigeons, he. Again, he is a subject. He hates pigeons. Moving on to the next one. The girls song or sing. Subject. The girls. Sing is the verb. Sing a song. Sell flowers, we. We is the subject. We. Sell is the verb. We sell flowers. I hope you have understood what you are supposed to know here in the sense you need to know which is the subject. See, all these are subjects here. I have underlined the subjects. After subject, the next word, what are you going to write will be the verb and then the object continues. Some more examples we have here and I'll not write it completely. I'll just number it. You'll get to know it properly. Look here in this sentence, you, me and he. There are three subjects. You, me and he. But when you frame a sentence, you need to get the correct answer. When you frame the sentence, you just try to jumble the words here and there. You try to mix and match. Then don't write it in the beginning as well as you see the answer or the subject first. That is he or you. First, try to rearrange the sentence or shuffle the words here and there to get the correct sentence. Once you're clear, once you're sure that the answer is correct, then only you'll start writing the answer. Here in this sentence, you have three subjects here, you, me and he. And if I use the word you in the beginning, you wants to see me. No, you cannot frame a sentence. Or me wants he to see you. Answer is also not correct. The sentence formation is not correct. So at last we have the one subject, that is he. He wants me to see you. He wants me to see you. And the next one, feed you, my cat can. Again, you can feed my cat. You can feed my cat. You is the subject here. So, the same sentence, think that there is a question mark here. Imagine there is a question mark after this sentence. So, you have, when there is a question mark, the answer when you write, it should be in a question form. So, how it should be? It should be in the question form. You cannot write, you can feed my cat. It is not the question. It is the sentence. But I want the same sentence to be in a question format. How are you going to write then? The question format is, it will be like this. Can you feed my cat? After the sentence, question mark is should and must. Sister has my got a dog. My sister has got a dog. My sister has got a dog. Must the book read you? You must read the book. You must read the book. Buy milk he wants to. He wants to buy milk. In this sentence, what are you supposed to identify? First, you're supposed to identify the subject, then the verb, and then the object. Once you know the subject and the verb properly, then it is very easy for you to write the sentence or to rearrange the sentence. Moving on to the next one, negative sentence. Till now, I taught you about the affirmative, that is the positive sentence. Now it is a negative sentence. Arrange the words to make negative sentences. So, place time expression at the end of the sentences. When you frame the negative sentence, what happens? A fixed time. When you speak about the time, the particular time mentioned, all the time, everything comes at the end of the sentence. See here, next year. So, it refers to the time. So, I say that place time expression, all this will come at the end of the sentence in the negative sentences. Let's see here. Our holiday will at home we not spend next year. As I told, the first thing what you have to do here in the sense, you need to identify the subject. So which is the subject here? We is the subject. Then it should be in the negative sentence. You need to find out the verb. After finding out the subject, then it is the helping verb. You need to find which is the helping verb and it should be in the negative form because I'm talking about the negative sentences. We will not spend our holiday at home next year. We will not spend our holiday at home next year. So always you should start with the subject, then it continues with the negative sentences. We will not spend because will not. I'm talking about the negative sentences. Did I him see not last night at the disco? So here the subject is I did not see him at the disco last night. I did not see him at the disco last night. As I told, last night, that is the place, time and expression. It comes at the end of the sentences. Next one, to a party, not we tonight going, are. We are not going to a party tonight. We are not going to a party tonight. Will the letter not next week send you she? She will not send you the letter next week. She'll not send you the letter next week. Not the truth did he tell you yesterday. He did not tell you the truth yesterday. He did not tell you the truth yesterday. Always keep one thing in mind, that is the place, time and expression will be written at the end of the sentence, not in the beginning. To the cinema, we want not to do, tonight to go. The subject is here. We do not want to go to the cinema tonight. We do not want to go to the cinema tonight. Play did he on Sunday, not the piano. He did not play the piano on Sunday. He did not play the piano on Sunday. Not now she in England is. She is not in England now. She's not in England now. Eat in winter ice cream, do not I. I do not eat ice cream in winter. Right now, have not we time to? We do not have time right now. Hope it is understood. You got the difference between the affirmative, that is the positive, as well as the negative sentence. Positive, you'll say the truth, that will be the truth. Whatever it's given, there'll be no negative words there. When it comes to the negative sentence, always it should be written in not. I will not, she will not, they will not, I do not. It should be like that. And the place, time and the expression will be written at the end of the sentence. That is about the affirmative and the negative sentences. Moving forward, rearrange the segments to form questions. You have few questions here and it is jumbled. You have to rearrange it to get a meaningful sentence, and when you make a meaningful sentence, it should be in the question form. So here, when you start with the question forms, what are you supposed to know? You should know the subject, verb, helping verbs, as well as the noun and the pronoun. When I speak about noun and pronoun, you know what is noun, you know what is pronoun. So what is noun? That is name, place, thing, animals. All these are into the nouns. When I speak about pronouns, it is he, she, it, they, me, you, her, him. All these are into the pronouns. So the very first thing what you should know in this is subject, that is the noun, as well as the pronoun. When you know the noun and the pronoun, it is very easy for you to frame the question. As well as the helping verbs. You know which are the helping verbs? It is like the helping verbs or the auxiliary verbs. You know which are the auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs? Yes, you will be knowing because it's already taught. I have taught about the subject verb agreement. There also I have told these are the helping verbs. Again, I'll repeat it once again. The helping verbs are is, am, are, have, had, has, was, were. All these are helping verbs. If you know the nouns and the pronouns, if you know the helping verbs or the auxiliary verbs, and if you know the do forms, that is do, does and did. If you know all these three things, then it is very easy for you to identify or to frame a question form. And the very important thing here, you should be knowing 5 W and 1 H. What do you mean by 5 W? It means to say that who, where, when, what, which. These are the 5 W's. 1 H is how. If you know 5 W's, 1 H, auxiliary verbs, that is the helping verbs, nouns and the pronouns, do forms. If you know all these things, then it is very easy for you to frame the question. Let's begin the session. Let's move on to the examples here. Accept the judgment did the man the jungle lords of. First thing, as I told, you need to identify the subject here. And it should be in the question form. It should not be in the sentence. Whatever the answer you write, it should be in the question form. The first thing here is, did the man accept the judgment of the jungle lords? Question mark. Did the man accept the judgment of the jungle lords? Next one. Mara tied a creeper to a tree. Why did? As I told, 5 WH. So you have it here. Why? Why did Mara tie the creeper to a tree? Why did Mara tie the creeper to a tree? Was the thief, his attitude really humane in? Was the thief really humane in his attitude? Does technology in contrast to religion stand? Does technology stand in contrast to religion? Once the sentence is complete, please don't forget to put a question mark, because they have asked that the sentence or the question or the answer should be in the question form. After the completion of the sentence, question mark is important because you're questioning something here. It is not the sentence or the statement you're doing. It is in the question form. Treated as a was Mara madman. Was Mara treated as a madman. Next one. Retain did Douglas his self-confidence. I told you should be knowing the do forms. Do, does and did. So here, did Douglas retain his self-confidence? Did Douglas retain his self-confidence? Why did the farmer suicide commit? Why did the farmer commit suicide? Why did the farmer commit suicide? The narrator, how does go to Verona? How does the narrator go to Verona? What did do during the German invention the boys? What did the boys do during the German invention? The crude realities of life is love of any value before. Here, you don't have anything in question form, that is 5WH or 1H. So how are you going to write this answer here? How are you going to write this answer? It starts like, is love Is, it should be in the question form. Is love of any value? Is love of any value before the crude realities of life? Before the crude realities of life. Is love of any value before the crude realities of life? This is about the question forms. We have some more. Who the window broke? Who broke the window? Who broke the window? How your grandmother is? How is your grandmother? How is your grandmother? Did she her homework in my room? Here you have two do forms. One is did and one is do. How are you going to frame the sentence? Now, did she do her homework in my room? It's not do. If you start the sentence with the do, it is not possible. So, did she do her homework in my room? There are two do forms, do and did. When you start with do, you cannot frame the question, but when you start with the did, it is possible. But with do, it is not possible. So as I told, don't be in a hurry to write the answers. Each and every mark, it is very important. If you're aiming at 10%, 100 on 100, then you should be very careful in answering the questions. If it is for 1 mark also, you're going to lose 1 if your answer is wrong. So, have patience, read the sentence, try to frame in the two different ways, then just come to the conclusion saying that this will be the right answer. This is the correct sentence. Then only you will write. You cannot write anything or you cannot mark anything on the question paper. You can ask me, ma'am, can we write 1, 2, 3 like how I am written on the board? No, it is not possible because in the board itself, they says that not to write anything on the question paper. But you have to make sure that when you write your answer, the sentence will be correct. Talaguppa station does leave the train when? When does the train leave Talaguppa station? Conduct classes where Babar Ali does. Where does Babar Ali conduct classes? I hope you remember this is from the chapter 6. Babar Ali has been cursed which a sage creeper by. Again, this chapter is from around the medicinal creeper. Which creeper has been cursed by a sage? Which creeper has been cursed by a sage? This is about question forms. Moving on to the next one, that is rewrite the following sentences using the words or word in brackets. You can see the sentence, the very next to the sentence, you can see the words in the brackets everywhere. So, you need to replace the words in the beginning of the sentence or in between the sentence or at the end of the sentence. But wherever you use, it should get the same meaning and the meaning should not change in any of the sentences. So, you can place it at the before, between or at the end. Let's see the first one here. No one knows about this. It's a secret. So, you are supposed to use the word really. No one knows about this. It's a secret. Really. Is it possible? No, the sentence is not correct. You can use it like this. Really. Really. No one knows about this. It's a secret. There is a possibility. It's correct. Or you can write in this way also. No one really knows about this. It is a secret. First one is, you can use the word really in the beginning, saying that really, no one knows about this, it's a secret. Or else, no one really knows about this, it is a secret, or else no one knows about this, it's really a secret. So you can write the answer in 3 different ways, but the meaning and the sentence should be the same. Nowhere the meaning of the sentence should not be changed. It should give a same meaning. Moving on to the next one. She told him once. She told him only once. She told him only once. I'll write it here. She told him only once. Or only she told him once. Either of this way is correct, but see that meaning of the sentence will not change. She told him only once. I eat a lot. Here, I eat a lot, always. I'll eat a lot always. Always I eat a lot. I eat a lot always. Or else I always eat a lot. 3 different ways you can write the answer. Here, I eat a lot always. Always I eat a lot. I always eat a lot. All the 3 are correct. Here, nowhere the meaning of the sentence changes. It is the same meaning. However you write, it gives the same meaning. Are you going to try hard? Hard is the word. You can place it in the before, between, or at the end. Are you going to try hard? You can write like this also. Are you going to try hard? Hard you going to try? Not possible. The only possibility is, are you going to try hard? The next one. He called you this morning. He called you this morning many times. Or many times he called you. He called you this morning. This morning. Can write either of this. He called you this morning many times, or else many times he called you this morning. See that you will not add any extra words, or you will not delete the words whatever is given in the sentence. So the sentence, however the sentence they have given, you use the same words and the same sentence, not adding any other words. And these are the few examples. Moving to the next one. I have been to Mumbai. I met my friend. The bracket, there's a word there. So you can write it like this. I have been to Mumbai. I met my friend there. Or else, I have been to Mumbai. There I met my friend. You have 2 ways to write. I have been to Mumbai. I met my friend there. Or else, I have been to Mumbai. There I met my friend. Any ways. I'm not going to tell you this story. Word is again. I'm not going to tell you this story again, or else again. I am not going to tell this story. One, you can place it in the beginning or else at the end of the sentence. Have you been to Chennai? Word is ever. Have you been to Chennai? Have you ever been to Chennai? Have you ever been to Chennai? Or have you been to Chennai ever? You can write either of this, but the correct sentence would be, have you ever been to Chennai? I have never tried this method. Word is before. I have never tried this method before, or is before. I have never tried this method. No, there is no meaning for this sentence. So, what is the correct sentence here? I have never tried this method before. We saw a film last Wednesday. Here, you can write it in two ways. We saw a film last Wednesday. Or else, last Wednesday we saw a film. Either of these is correct. Make sure that you'll not change the sentence. The meaning should be the same. You cannot add or delete any of the words from the sentences. Whatever the words given in the bracket, you can either use in the beginning of the sentence or in between the sentence or at the end of the sentence. But the meaning of the sentence should be the same. It shouldn't change anywhere. The next one is, look here, the cat is playing. There is a question mark in the garden. So here, when you frame a question, it should be in the question form, because at the end here you can see question mark. So you are supposed to write like, is the cat playing? Is the cat playing in the garden? Because the sentence itself is ending with the question mark and your answer should be in the question form itself. Is the cat playing in the garden? They can remember, the bracket it is never. They can never remember. The old man waited for us eagerly. The old man waited for us eagerly, or is the old man eagerly waited for us. The old man eagerly waited for us, or else the old man waited for us eagerly. We do not understand still, or still we do not understand. And the next one here. Rearrange the following segments to form a meaningful sentence. So you can see it is jumbled. You have to rearrange the sentence to get a meaningful sentence. I'll just write the answer for the first one and the remaining I'll just number it. First thing, need to identify the subject. So it is we found some interesting books. Some interesting books in the library. We found some interesting books in the library. Next one, Sham play football does every weekend. So here does, there is a question mark and your answer should be, does Sham play football every weekend? So as I've told you before itself, place, time and expression, when it mentions about the time, it comes at the end of the sentence. Here, are building opposite the park a new hotel. They, and here, they are building a new hotel opposite the park. Next one, his name I remembered after few minutes. I remembered his name after few minutes. Please write your name at beginning of page the under. Please write your name at the beginning of the page. This is about the jumble segments. So the words will be given and you have to read the complete sentence and rearrange the sentence to get a meaningful answer. So before you start writing, you just need to identify the subject first, then comes the verb, then the object, as I told in the beginning. One important thing I would like to tell you all, here the very important thing is that you need to know the subject, that is the noun or the pronoun, whether it's noun or the pronoun. You should know the auxiliary verbs or the helping verbs like is, am, are, was, were, had, have, has, or else the do form, do, does, and did. If you know all these things, and along with this, you need to know 5 WH and 1 H. It means to say that why, where, when, where, who, and what. You should be knowing all the 5 WH as well as 1 H, that is how. If you know all these things, so it will be very easy for you to identify the subject, verb, and then the object, where you're not going to lose any marks. You should be very with the subject-verb agreement. As I've told you, articles, tenses, subject-verb agreement plays a very important role in the language. So that's all about the word order. I'll be back with another session with correction of sentences. Until then, have a good day. Thank you.